Thanks.
So, in regard to a proper design for the building, I think this building needs the services of an architect to do a design that makes the most out of the building. So many times, without a good design, rooms don't flow from one area to the other area the way that they should. And I think the example of it is the way the kitchen, the hallway, and the dining area are built now. They're kind of built chock-a-block. There's not a smooth, even flow. And there's really not a sensible design for it. It kind of looks like someone said 40 years ago, let's just build an addition on this building. No particular plan, no level of significant thought that went into it. It's just kind of stuck on the back of the building, and it's inappropriate for the design of the building. I think having a design that's appropriate for the architecture is important, so that when people are in the building and move from one area to the other, one room to the other, there's a certain sensible, logical flow. In this area of the kitchen that was probably intended to be a dining area of the kitchen, they have painted acoustic ceiling tile and painted wood paneling. It's inappropriate.
70s.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There's some strange rooms here.
Well, I think, that strange room stuff is the reason to have an architect, so that there's no strange rooms, so that the rooms make nice sense. In a room that's rectangular like this, what do you do in a room like this? There's not a natural place for a bed.
Yeah.
If you're going to put a bed in, you got to put a small bed in. It's just
Poor
not
design.
well thought out.
Yeah. So, and then these stairs, I mean, the steepness of these
They
stairs,
are very steep.
and so they're not going to make, so what happens? The upstairs couldn't be part of the legal space?
Yeah, it could.
Okay,
I'm going to take a measurement of them.
okay,
There's a simple rule for stairs called 8 and 9. No rise greater than 8 inches. That means no vertical greater than 8 inches. And no run, that's the horizontal, less than 9. So we have runs of 9.5 and a rise of less than 8. So even though it could be considered a fast stair system, that is to say it's steep, it's within the current standard.
is it?
Yes, it is.
They got a notice of, I'll show you the notices at the end, that these stairs were illegal. We can look at them.
Well, if they're illegal, they're not illegal because of rise and run. They may be illegal because of ceiling height. Or
Oh,
some
okay.
other issue.
Okay,
But they're not illegal for that issue.
got it.
Yeah, and I think it is the ceiling height.
Oh, it's a ceiling height. Okay, makes sense. Interesting. Okay, I was off on that.
So, this roof, like that little roof in the front,
Time to go.
time to go. And this one is probably about $4,000.
Oh, okay.
So, we've got about $5,000 or $6,000.
Worth a roof.
Yeah.
And then it would probably make sense to put a deck out there.
I think the property is underused. I think you can go back further and have greater square footage and bigger decks. In fact, I know you can, because the zoning ordinance in San Francisco for single-family residential buildings, even if the building is being used as 2 units, so if its legal description is single-family, and I'm of the opinion, based on what I see, that it is, you're allowed to cover 75% of the lot. So this is very much under-covered for the building and could have a lot more square footage of building on it.
Oh, you can probably see the roof, right?
Yeah, I can see it well. And the peaked portion of the roof, the part that makes that steep inverted V section, that looks to be in good condition. But the flat portions are in poor condition, and those should be replaced.
Got it. This is tar and gravel?
No, this is called modified, but gravel impregnated modified bitumen. It's a
Okay.
rolled product that's put on with heat. I don't know that it makes a whole lot of difference, because I think the sensible thing to do is consider building an addition that would cover this area.
Okay,
Stairs is the ceiling height, not the
okay.
rise of the stairs. So a newer bathroom up at this level, but done in a very amateurish fashion. There's, what this building needs is a good design and a big renovation. You can wash your hands, you can take a bath, you can flush the toilet, but it's a bad design. And you can't make a bad design anything more than a bad design, ever. The best you can be is a bad design with newer installations. It doesn't sound like such a good idea. Time to develop a good design for this building. There's a proper support system for the building. It's a nice big lot with a great view out the back. This should have a proper design, and it doesn't. I think what's happened, and I've seen a lot of this paneling is indicative of it, this carpet is indicative of it. In 1970 or so, someone got their hands on the building and tried to make things work, like make a bathroom that works, make a kitchen that works, and they kind of did, but it's not at all consistent with the design of the building, and it's time to take it apart and do it the right way. There's a lot of money associated with doing it the right way.
Years before, I thought this was mold, right?
Well, what this is a double glazed window that has a failed seal.
Okay,
So air gets drawn in and then the moisture condenses out of it.
okay.
It is the least.
Of the problems?
Someone does a renovation of this building, which I think is the right thing to do to this building. And probably a down to the studs renovation, then a new heating system, new electrical system, new plumbing system.
So this is the only heating source for the upstairs?
That's all I've seen.
This is all I've seen too, and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
So there's no heater up here?
that's right. But even if it did work, it is of an inadequate size.
Yeah,
What would make more sense is to have a furnace of the type that's in the basement for here.
here, as opposed to the
and a
in-law.
furnace like this in the unit below.
Yeah, got
It's
it.
backward of what it should be.
Okay.
Another room on the main floor in the front, this room is probably the most original to the building. It has original casing, original wood trim, probably was intended to be used as a bedroom originally. This flooring is also from the 70s. I think that's when the big changes occurred to this building in 1970 or so. There may even be some record of it. It wouldn't be, it's not a certainty that there's a record of it, but it is possible that some permits were taken out for these installations. At around that time, there was a federal program called FACE, Federally Assisted Code Enforcement. And there were several areas of the city designated for that program, and I believe this was one of them. And this is the kind of, it just supports that FACE could have been a vehicle that led to some of these additions.
Got it.
And alterations. But the point of it is, and I think the biggest point of it is, this is all 40-year-old stuff. It wasn't done very well to begin with. It wasn't done in a manner that was clearly thought out. And this is the result of that poor thought process. Now it's time to do something right.